before us, the last 3 Christians that were in there, these guards, by order of that woman, said, send them in there and let them kill them.
Wow.
And so we were the next guys. And we had no idea what we were walking into. We didn't have a clue. They all started moving forward to kill us. Jamie Cashin said, let's get in this corner and we're just gonna fight out of this corner. And I'm like, okay, I'm behind you, man, let's go. And I thought, this is it. We're fixing to get murdered and killed in this prison on the Amazon River. My wife has an orphanage in Leticia, Colombia, which is on the Amazon River. We have orphanages all over the world, and this is a very, very, very special place. It's a very special place. Now, Leticia, Colombia is this little bitty tiny place that reaches down into the Amazonas, and one side of Leticia is Brazil. Across the river is Peru, and it's in Colombia. And so when we're down there, and we go down there every year, we take tons of people down there with us, do all kinds of work all up and down the Amazon River. And I love the Amazon. Amazon is just a hoot. And I'm a fisherman, and we go fishing the whole time we're down there and catch piranha and do all kinds of fun stuff. And so we're down there, and we were doing this. Well, there's a prison that is there. And we're talking about a Colombian jungle prison. And I've been in prisons all over the world. I've been in prisons all over Africa, all over Mexico, all over Central America. But I want to tell you, this prison that is just outside of Leticia, Colombia, on the Amazon River is bad. I mean, it's not a good, it's bad. So, like Mexico does not have a juvenile thing. And a lot of people don't know that. If you're a kid in Central America and you go to prison with adults, they don't have a juvenile system. Now they have some local juvenile systems simply because there's Christian people involved in that, and they love Jesus and they love kids, and they'll work with the government and go, I want that kid. But most times, like a 9-year-old boy gets caught stealing something, he can go to prison. And there were 40 and 50-year-old men. And there's not a juvenile system that is in there. Another thing too that they do not have is women's prisons. So in this jungle prison that is designed to hold a couple of hundred people, there's about 800 people that's in there, and there is, I want to say 60 some odd women that are in the same general population with 600 men. And about that, and about 120 kids between the ages of 7 and, up until you're 18.
That's terrible. Wow.
And it's bad.
All in the same cells and wow.
All in the same place. And you can imagine. And so we heard about this prison, and I was with an apostle from Brownsville, Texas, by the name of Gene Izagiri. And Gene Izagiri has been a friend of mine for a long time. He walks in signs, miracles, and wonders. There have been 4 times in my life I've seen somebody healed of blindness, complete, total blindness, and I was with Gene all 4 times.
Wow.
He's been with me to India and to Nepal. He's been with me all over the planet Earth, and I've tracked with him all over Mexico. And I also had a good friend of mine named Jamie Cashin, and Jamie was with me. Jamie is a 9th degree black belt and runs around with Chuck Norris and all these guys. And he's a hoot, and he and I were childhood friends, and we grew up together. So he went on this mission trip with me, and I said, man, let's go in that prison. And so we found out about it. We put together 72 bags that had soap, and it had all kinds of stuff in it. And so let's go in there and let's find 72 prisoners and give it to them. And when we got up there, we put in for it. And number one, the culture of this prison was just so dark. And we were already, we're waiting. They're like, well, you're going to have to wait and see the warden. And I'm like, okay. And just in talking to the guys, hey man, I got some, because I always take bags for the guards as well. And say, hey, I got you some special things. I got this, I brought this for you and for your family. And all the guards come over. They're like, cool. I'm like, yeah, we want to get in, man. We want to preach the gospel of Jesus to these guys. Are you guys going to be cool? And let us, yeah, we'll let you in. But you got to talk to the warden. A few minutes later, this motorcycle comes pulling up. And this woman who has the worst sexual spirit I have ever come across. She looks just like Jessica Rabbit. And without describing her, she looks just like Jessica Rabbit. And she takes off her helmet and she does her hair like this, and she is unbelievably beautiful and unbelievably sensual, and she's the warden. And when she got up, when she pulled up there on her motorcycle, she got off her motorcycle, and instantly all the guards were fearful. They were terrified of this woman. And this woman had the worst spirit. As soon as I saw her, I went, that is a next level demon-possessed woman right there. Like, wowzers. And I thought, there is no telling what's going on in this prison. And I didn't even know that there were women and children in that prison, in the general population yet. I didn't even know that yet. And so she comes over and she's like, hola. And I said, hello, Jessica Rabbit. And I bless you. And we want to go in and we want to preach Jesus in here. And she's like, so you're Christians? Yeah. And she says in Spanish, that's cute. And she turns around and she goes, yeah, send them in there. And I knew the second, by the way they looked at her and the way she looked, yeah, send them in there. I knew.
Wow.
She's about to get us killed.
Yeah.
I knew she was saying, I knew what she was doing. I was like, hey man, time out. We need to kind of rethink going in here. Can we rethink all this? And we were already just moving into the building. I'm like, oh man, I'm praying the Holy Spirit. We get in there with Gene, get in there with Jamie. And we get to this, we go through one door, they lock it behind us, go through another door, lock it behind us. We're going past these rooms. We go past these rooms that have men and women in them. And I'm walking past these, I'm like, oh man, this is a dark, bad place. And then we get to this room, and it's a big room, and it's a room probably about half the size of your church. And they have these big bars, and it's like it doesn't have a roof. It's kind of like a courtyard thing that has these tall walls, but it doesn't have a roof so that people can kind of experience the outside. And they open up the door, and we go into this room, just the three of us, and the guards slam the door behind us, and they say in Spanish,